Happy Monday afternoon. Danny Boy Reg here.
What's going on, folks? Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy here. Yeah, sorry we couldn't give you a Friday show.
Things got real busy last week. I was in New York dealing with a lot of errands before a big time wedding. Shout out goes to Mr. Justin and Mrs. Samantha Rodriguez getting married over the weekend. They're my cousins, family. We we love them so much. We wish them a lifetime of happiness. It was great to see them get married over the weekend. Of course, Justin is my cousin. He has been like a big time brother to me. I grew up with him, and it was awesome, very emotional wedding. Uh, I was very, very, very happy to be there for him on his big day. And like I said, wish him a whole lifetime happiness. And they're off doing whatever honeymoon crap that usual married newlyweds go on.
Whatever. Yep. Well, congratulations to them, and we wish them a lifetime of happiness.
Yeah. And we want to thank you again. Sorry about no Friday. I feel bad. But we're here now. That's what matters. And we're here. What a good time that we're starting because can you imagine if we had started regular time? We'd be
Oh,
missing out on this lump of news coming in from
like
the
everything is
NFL.
just coming in. Like, dude, it's like literally just lumping in. It's coming in. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it's NFL free agency.
Hmm.
Can we
Yeah.
get an amen?
Amen. Mike Rifkin had a little free agency preview. I don't know if he expected this to happen. I mean, so far, a lot of signings that are pretty out there. Some that are questionable. And of course, the Jets. How about the Jets making a splash trade bill? Going for Minka Fitzpatrick
The
and then
safety.
extending him to a new deal.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I was not expecting that this morning on the drive into DC. Not expecting that at all.
The Jets are not jetting up.
Yeah, they're actually active in this free agency period, which look, we expected them to make some moves. They weren't going to go all ape shit. I think they're going all ape shit. So are the Giants, but the Jets are going all ape shit right now. They got Minka Fitzpatrick in a trade, like I said, 3-year extension on top of that. They are bringing back Demario Davis. We love Demario Davis, linebacker. He was with the Jets for a long time. Then, of course, went to the Saints. Um, both are a little up there in age, but veteran presence, veteran leadership. You're trying to change a big time locker room culture. That's how you do it, Bill. Like you need to bring
Yes.
in people that could lead you to victory, that knows how to play in the NFL. Not necessarily from like a winning perspective in terms of championships, but definitely from big time player perspective. And of course, like I said, you know, being a good leader in the locker room for the young guys. So, um, Jets made a few signings. I love them all so far. Um, I'm a little worried about Minka Fitzpatrick's production since it has kind of declined, but it's a massive upgrade either way because the Jets were a team that had no interceptions. Like, you'll take Minka Fitzpatrick on any day of the week.
So yeah, and you know what? That's funny. Minka Fitzpatrick, the safety, because I was talking to this guy I know, this young man from my church. His name is Dominic Filippone. And Dominic, if you're listening, shout out to you, buddy. He was saying, "I hope the Jets get a safety." And Dominic, dude, you were right. You were.
Hmm.
He was right. He called it. A 16-year-old kid called it.
Yep.
A 16-year-old kid called it. How does that feel, Reggie?
I mean, I'll take it. You know,
Yeah,
uh,
we got a lot of other things that went on.
yeah.
And you're going to be hearing about all of it. Well, most of it.
We can't go through all of it, but we can go through the big ones for sure.
Okay. First, I want to say, And this was one last week. Arizona said that they were going to let go of Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he's now a free agent. So any team that wants Kyler Murray, they don't have to trade for him anymore. So that's if you're a team that is in need of a quarterback, that's a major plus. Um,
Where do you think he's going to go?
a lot of people are talking about him to New York and the green and white. Um,
Do you want him, Reggie?
no, I don't. I would much rather because if it's Kyler Murray, you're going to stick with him for a while longer. And I just don't think that's the right move for the Jets. I think the better move to me would be for us to get a stopgap. Again, it could be anybody. It could be Brissett. It could be I saw Carson Wentz's name being thrown out there. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I would even take him. I'll even take another year, re-sign Tyrod Taylor to another deal, 1 year deal. They need a stopgap quarterback and wait till either Arch Manning or let's say they draft someone in this draft, build that guy up and get him ready to be the full-time starter, whether that's middle of next this year or the start of next season, the 2027. So that's the direction I would go at quarterback. But Frank Reich is the quote unquote CEO, head coach of the offense. So whatever Frank Reich wants, he's gonna demand it, and the Jets are probably gonna give him what he wants. So right now, like I said, the names being thrown out there, Carson Wentz, his old buddy, back from Philly, and obviously his time with the Colts as well. Um, again, not in love with it, but it's better than going after Kyler Murray, who probably wants a long-term deal. It's not about talent. It's simply about who gives them the better chance to be part of the rebuild. And I just don't think Kyler Murray's that guy. I think he could go somewhere that could be a winner for sure, but not for the Jets.
No, I absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I have. So yeah, so who they get it? So or do you go for whatchamacallit, or do you go for the draft next year?
If you're the Jets, I would sign veteran right now.
Sign a veteran right now?
Yeah. I
All
just
right,
don't
that's
want that to be
fair.
Kyler Murray. But I would
You
sign a veteran right now.
So that's where we stand right now. Kyler Murray, where's he going? I thought he was actually gonna be going to Miami this morning, but
Mm,
because we heard the news that Tua turned the ball over,
mm,
has officially been is now officially a free agent.
yeah.
And I thought Kyler was going to be going to Miami. Okay, but first we get into this. I expected this.
Mm.
I'm sure everybody here expected that. Did you?
Oh yeah. No, look, no disrespect to Tua or anything. I just think he needs to restart his career somewhere else. And the place cannot be Miami. So him going elsewhere is not a bad thing. I don't know if he'll be a starter again. I hope he is. But I think for this year, even if he's a backup, it gives him a chance, one, to rest that dinged up head of his because it's been dinged up too much. Um, you
Yeah,
know,
that poor fella.
yeah, and that's the tough part. But then on top of that, I think Tua has talent. It's look, he's not the greatest quarterback I've ever seen play, but he has talent, and he's clearly good enough to be a starter in this league. So if he takes a year, sits down, maybe as a backup, and then, like I said, rest up and then observe as a backup, learn under a good offense, and then goes back out there into the market and finds a starting job, like I think that's the better path for him. I think he
That's
needs a better coach. He didn't have the right coaches in Miami, whether that's Flores or whether that's McDaniel. I don't think he any of them really got the best of his talent. And like I said, he was injured a lot. So I think having that restart is good for him. So that's just me.
No, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I think look what happened with my boy Danny Dimes.
Hmm.
He sucked in New York, and then he was like the backup in Minnesota for like 5 minutes. And then when he got to Indianapolis, he thrived.
Yeah.
He absolutely thrived. And like, listen, that was not exactly his fault that they lost, he got injured, but no, like sometimes it's just the team where that player is.
Yeah.
And maybe Miami was just not the place for Tua.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just not the place for Tua. Maybe they need, maybe he needs someone else.
Yeah. So two is out in Miami. You don't know who's going to Miami again. We're sort of expecting like a Kyler Murray, maybe a Geno Smith type of thing.
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis. How about that? That is a good pickup for Miami. Like,
That is a huge pickup for
yeah.
Miami.
Um, and he's there long term. I think it's like a 3-year deal. Um, he's there for the long run. So, like, you get a good quality quarterback. We know he's a starter in this league. He did a tremendous job with Green Bay last year in the absence of Jordan Love. Malik Willis, again, another one that had time to sit, chill out, relax, and learn under a good offense, and really, really did a fantastic job. Like I said, filling in, and he's become a stud at quarterback, and it helps that a lot of the Green Bay contingent is in Miami now, so they got to see him right in front of them, and now he's going to uh the Dolphins, and again, I'm very happy that he's getting his chance. He's obviously going to be the starter. I don't know if the Dolphins are going to be any good, but still, like I think it's a great move for them.
No, I think this is a very good move. Very good move. And yeah, we'll see what happens there. Like, you got a new quarterback, new system, a lot of changes in Miami.
Hmm.
A lot of changes in Miami. So here we go.
Hmm.
Here we go, baby. Here we freaking go.
Yeah, let's talk about the Giants for a second. Do you like some of the
First,
deals the Giants are making?
well, yeah, we got Isaiah Likely from Baltimore.
That's a good deal.
I think that's a very good deal, and I think it's going to be fantastic because we're under because he's going to be under John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. We got John Harbaugh, who's going to be. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place right now. Um,
Yeah, you good, Bill? Are you excited? Like
no, no, I'm excited. We got
you
some
can't contain
new.
your excitement? Like you're
I can't.
bubbling
You know
over?
what? Yeah, I can't contain my excitement, bro. The We have a new tight end who's going to be under John Harbaugh, who was with John Harbaugh in Baltimore, so he knows. So Isaiah likely knows how John Harbaugh works.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be the one that could really help lead this team. He could be the one that's really going to help lead this team and be Harbaugh's attack dog if needed.
Right.
So I think that is a very good move by the Giants and also a new punter.
Hmm.
And I'm hearing from the deal, he is now the highest paid punter in NFL history. And he is, hold on, let me get his name. Jordan Stout,
Hmm.
3-year deal.
Yeah.
And a raking again from Baltimore. So some
Yeah.
of Harbaugh's friends coming in.
Yeah, a lot of the Baltimore, New York pipeline for sure.
It was kind of like the Buffalo to Giants pipeline a few years ago that gave us Dable.
Yeah.
But no, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. We got a new tight end, we got a new punter, and I think since they all worked under Harbaugh, they know how the system works. They
Yeah.
know how to, again, likely is going to be Harbaugh's attack dog if needed.
Yeah.
So it's time. Harbaugh is going to be whipping this team into shape, and with these new signings, I'm feeling really confident right now.
Yeah.
But over the past couple years, as a Giants fan, you know how it goes, Reg. Right
Mm,
now, I'm confident. I'm getting ready to drink champagne. By probably what November, I'm going to be depressed again.
mm.
Watch. That's going to happen, folks. I'm going to be depressed by November. So, yeah, let's go. I'm loving what I'm seeing right now with Big Blue, but also there's a departure that I'm kind of sad about.
Hmm.
Wandale Robinson
Yeah.
is going to the Wandale Robinson is going to the Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
But that might be good for him. We wish him well because guess who he gets reunited with?
Brian Dable,
He gets
offense
reunited with
coordinator.
Brian Dable, who's now OC. So
Yeah.
I think we might be seeing some good things in Tennessee right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Tennessee, they also adding a quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, um, on the deal as well. And of course, there's with several other moves that they made. So definitely something there in Tennessee. Um, how about Michael Pittman going to the Steelers, bro? Steelers on a trade.
And also, yeah, with the Giants, with the release of Stout, I mean, with the signing of Stout, Jamie Gillen has been released.
Yes.
The Scottish Hammer will miss you.
Yeah.
And we also got, yeah, some other news, like we just said, Wandale Robinson over in over in Narlands. Travis Etienne Jr. is signing with the Saints.
Mhm.
Wow. Get him some weapons, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look, we love ETN. I mean, he's done a tremendous job as a back long time in Jacksonville. So no, definitely a great move for his Saints. You know, you could always use him as a big time back. So no, I think it's a excellent move getting Travis Etienne Jr. Like I just said, Michael Pittman was traded from Indianapolis to Pittsburgh. And then Pittsburgh also signed him to a 3-year contract extension. I think it's like $59 million. That is a big time wide receiver help for the Steelers, getting Pittman Jr. from Indianapolis. So again, very explosive guy for the Colts over the last few years. So definitely big time move there. And again, there's so much more coming in. That Raiders getting Tyler Linderbaum from Baltimore. Baltimore, as you know, did not pick up his 5th-year option, so he goes to the Raiders. I believe it's like an $80 million deal, $27 million total like per year, which is I think the highest that the center has ever gotten. Um, in history of the NFL. So congrats to him. Tough one to swallow if you're Baltimore. He's actually a very good center. And of course, if you're the Raiders, trying to get Mendoza over here, having a nice quality veteran center, not even quality, probably the best center in the league. Having him there under doing that for Mendoza is tremendous move. So that's a massive signing for the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm about to say Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, Geno Smith is gone. That means Mendoza is coming.
Yes.
Mendoza is coming
Okay.
to Vegas.
Mhm.
And I think that's why they let him go.
Yeah.
And also some news out of KC. They signed Kenneth Walker.
Hmm.
Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker has signed
Yep.
with the Chiefs.
Yep.
So that's gonna give some explosive running back to Kansas City, and big loss for Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it's a great, again, great pickup. He's only 25 years old. So he's still working into his prime of his career. Again, like you said, Super Bowl winner and, ready to um, get things going in KC. As we all know, the Chiefs also announced that Kelsey's coming back for another season. So,
Yes, Travis Kelce is coming back for another season. With these cheap games, the Giants lose because I heard they were talking to Kenneth Walker, but it's like, do we
yeah.
really need another running back?
You rely on the Scatterboo
But for
and
Saquon,
Jackson Dart.
who? We got Scatterboo. And
Exactly.
also, I guarantee you, Steve Tisch is very disappointed about Travis Kelce right now.
Yeah. Whatever.
Because he's probably thinking, come on, we get Travis Kelce, we also get Taylor Swift, and everyone's talking about Taylor Swift, and no one's going to talk about me and my friend Jeff. Everyone's going to be distracted from the Epstein thing because they're all going to be focused on Taylor, and they're getting married soon. So, Jeff? Who's Jeff? Who's Jeff, Reg? Who's Jeff? Who's Jeffrey? I don't know Jeffrey. I wasn't friends with a absolute horrible human being who exploited people. Yeah, but no, I guarantee you Steve Tisch was wishing for Travis Kelce to come to the Giants.
Yep.
But yeah, NFL free agency, and it's not over yet. I'm sure we're gonna get more signings, more stuff today. Aren't we glad we waited till this afternoon to
Yeah, I mean, it worked out great. I mean, just an absolute big day so far. Um, Also, like we were introduced to this new legal tampering period that happened right around noon, which was pretty damn cool. So, everything in the NFL right now, really, really, really solid. They're dominating the headlines in sports. Uh, please stick with Sports Setting Network. I know Mike Rifkin will definitely be all over it on Wishbone Shotgun. Hopefully joined by the rest of the Wishbone crew. And if not, definitely Rifkin will be all over it. So please stay tuned. And again, like when another big signing happens, we will definitely flag it down and make sure we bring that up. But so far, wild day, especially if you're the Jets. You're the Jets, you're happy today so far that you've made the signings and the trades that you've made. You are absolutely happy that it's going down. I'm personally am thrilled that Demario Davis, again, coming back to the Jets, his home, his real home, where he gets to build up a brand new squad of young kids trying to build a good NFL team. It's wonderful to watch. So we'll keep in tabs of that.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So also, this week we have the World Baseball Classic
Yes.
that has been starting up.
Mm.
Come on, US, we did it in hockey. Now let's do it in baseball.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so far I'm very thrilled with what I've seen out of the US. Not gonna lie.
Yes, this is what we've seen on this weekend. They beat Great Britain
Mhm.
by, what was it, 9-1?
Yes. Yeah, and then of course they also they've won both their games. So in their pool play. So far so good. I think it was Brazil was their first game and then Great Britain was their second game. And then I believe I haven't seen this guy. I believe it's Mexico that they play
Yes,
next.
Mexico is tonight.
Yeah, cool. So I mean, I can't wait for that. I'm stoked for it. Then of course on Tuesday they face Italy. Again, all those pool play games they're in Houston, so we'll be keeping tabs of that. And World Baseball Classic has been awesome. Again, like I said, it's been wild to watch. How about Puerto Rico, my native land? They are also 2-0. They coming off a walk-off victory against Panama. That was exciting to watch. And of course, the Dominicans are just absolutely going crazy right now. They're also undefeated in pool play. Um, no, the so far so good. Doesn't watching all these players get so amped up for World Baseball Classic, doesn't that give you a refreshing take on baseball,
Yeah, it
Bill?
shows you that baseball is not as American centric as we all think it is.
Right.
And yes, it's very big in Latin America, but I didn't even know Great Britain had a baseball team until
I mean, would they have Jazz Chisholm? Like, like.
oh yes, but that victory, Reg, it was a jolly good romp. Oh, it was jolly good.
Yeah. By the way, they're knocked out anyway, so they're not advancing anyway. But you know,
Oh, tip tip cheerio, God save the king.
um, no, but I mean, look, it's like literally having a dance party at some of these games. You got people playing instruments during games, and again, crowd going absolutely bonkers in the Caribbean and of course Miami, where the Dominicans are playing right now. So no, like it's insane. Even in Japan right now, they had their group stage play over there, and you got Korean fans going nuts, Japanese fans going nuts, Chinese Taipei. Like there's the baseball, especially with this specific tournament, World Baseball Classic, it brings out the liveliness of the massive baseball fan base that, believe it or not, folks, actually exists. So no, like it gives me definitely a refreshing take. I don't know, I get it. In Major League Baseball, it's about a gentleman's thing. When you swing a bat, you don't want to showboat people. You want to shake people's hands while you're rounding the bases after a home run. You don't want to throw your helmets and everything, dance on the diamond as you're rounding the bases. You don't want to do all that.
No,
But in this tournament, that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what players are doing. So
but no,
I
I think
I
it's
encourage
just
it.
like this one. Hey, let's just have fun.
Exactly. Well,
Baseball is a global sport. Let's just have a good time.
yeah. To me, I think Major League Baseball should loosen up a little bit and allow this type of party to happen on the field. You know?
But Reg, it's a gentleman's game.
Yeah.
And we present to you stuffy generic dance music. Do 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 do.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we had uh, people dancing on the diamond as they're rounding bases for a home run? In New York, people would go nuts for that. Like, we
Look at
love that.
whatchamacallit, Savannah Bananas.
Sure. Exactly my point. God. And it just proves to you baseball's not boring. It's just that the players are conditioned to be boring because Major League Baseball sucks.
We love it, but it sucks.
Yeah. Oh, so good to see baseball back. So good to see competition like this.
Yes. And don't forget to check out Batter Up and Bombers Banter, which will probably in the next week or two.
Yeah. We'll preview the Yankees. And
Yes. And how disappointed we're gonna be.
yeah, just a little spoiler. We're very sad.
Yes. But no, Bombers Banter, we'll be doing that probably next week, maybe the following week.
Yeah.
We'll let you know.
It'll definitely be there.
So, yeah, baseball's back. And okay. And now we have to okay, this happened last week, but since we weren't here Friday, we weren't here for this. I also for many of you who know last Wednesday we had the passing of legendary Notre Dame coach Lou Holtz.
Yeah.
He was 89 years old after dealing with an illness. He died in a hospice in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
Lou Holtz, legendary Notre Dame coach, led them to the national championship in 1988, which when he came in 19, when did he come? Yeah, he came in 86. He came in 86 and he turned around a struggling Notre Dame team. And he turned down took over a struggling team. And then, like, one of the things he did, and this is like what the Yankees do too, he removed the names from the back of the player's jersey, wanted to emphasize a team effort. And he led them to the Cotton Bowl where they lost, and then to a national championship when they where they beat first of all, the legendary game between Notre Dame and Miami, in which they upset the top-ranked Miami Hurricanes and in their 36 game regular winning streak, and what they call the Catholics versus convicts. By the way, because Jimmy Johnson was head coach of Miami at the time, I hope he put out a nice statement about Lou Holtz. I hope he did, because Jimmy Johnson seems like a decent guy. Um, and led them to winning the national championship led them to the national championship game against West Virginia, in which they won. He, like, what can I say about this man that has not been said already?
Yeah.
He was, he had a record of 132-2 at Notre Dame, second in victories, only behind Newt Rockne, who was then later surpassed by Brian Kelly. You know what? No, I'm not going to take this opportunity to take a crap on Brian Kelly. I do that all the time. Yeah. How's the family on the bayou working out for you, Brian? Um, 9 consecutive major bowl games. And it wasn't just Notre Dame. He also played in Arkansas. He also coached in Arkansas beforehand. He also led them led them to the Fiesta Bowl and the SWC Championship, and in Minnesota. And Reggie, did you know he actually coached for the Jets in one season?
Yes, I did. I think it was like 76 or whatever.
Yeah, so before Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And he actually, and you know what? What I can respect him for, he straight up said, God did not put me on this earth to be in the professional. And you know what? I respect him for that. Not every college, some coaches are just made to stay in college.
Right.
I think some coaches like Jim Harbaugh can do both pro and college.
Yeah.
But some are just meant to be college coaches. And I think Lou Holtz was one of them. And he even straight up admitted it. He said, yeah, you know what? I tried it. It wasn't for me. I think I'm better in college. That also Nick Saban, too. Remember, he coached Miami for what, 1 or 2 seasons? And then he said, yeah, I'm going back to college. But it's a, Notre Dame lost a legend. Like I said, he's now third in career wins behind Newt Rockne and Brian Kelly. Um, and I just want to say the college football world last week lost an absolute giant. He was also what he was a little before my time, but you know what I remembered him most? I remembered him in the movie The Blind Side when he made a brief cameo.
Yeah.
And I also remember him, he was on the Discover commercials. And he was also a commentator too.
Yeah.
And on CBS Sports. So he will be he will be remembered he will be remembered for his legacy, and he was just a great coach. And unfortunately, though, we live in a society, Reg, where we're supposed to not speak ill of the dead.
Right.
And someone who has just faded into irrelevance had something to say on this
Into that,
matter.
but
What was that?
I don't know if I would say irrelevant. Like he's very relevant. He's just an idiot. But yeah.
Keith Olbermann. Keith Olbermann, the ESPN broadcaster, and he gets fired every 5 minutes. And he put on X, formerly known as Twitter. You know what? Do you still call it Twitter or
I mean, sometimes. I mean, I use it interchangeably, to be honest with you. X, Twitter, you know, it's easier for me to say Twitter because that's what it was when I started. So that's all it is.
and you know what yeah, Keith Olbermann. Keith Olbermann, he posted on X, he on the day now he called him a legendary scumbag.
Right.
And I think he's referring to because Holtz was a lifelong Republican. He also was a Trump supporter. And I think one of the things that pissed Lou Holtz off, that pissed Keith Olbermann off was, okay, we're gonna try to keep this so we don't get in trouble with YouTube.
Sure.
In 2020, Lou Holtz gave a speech at the RNC convention,
Right.
the virtual RNC convention. And he had made comments about then presidential nominee Joe Biden's position on a certain procedure that, because Lou Holtz is a Catholic and so is Joe Biden,
Right.
that the Catholic Church is opposed to. Y'all know what it is. I'm just not going to say it. And in that speech, Lou Holtz called Biden a Catholic in name only. And that drove a lot of people that were not happy with that comment. And listen, my take is on this. Keith Olbermann, yes, what I'll even admit it, I do not like what Lou Holtz said at the RNC in 2020. I did not like what he said. I didn't. I think that was very shameful, and I think you shouldn't be. But Keith, dude, the guy just died. The guy just died. Show a little respect. Now, you know what? Why am I saying that to Keith Olbermann? Because, dude, Keith Olbermann doesn't show anybody respect. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, look, we talked about, respecting the dead and stuff. Like this is not something that,
Like,
you would
there is
say.
an argument when people say we need to show respect for the dead. Like, I think there's a line. Like, but I'm not gonna get into it here. Like, if someone was a really, really, really terrible person,
Yeah.
then maybe there's some ambiguity there. But like But, with someone like Lou Holtz, yes, I'll be honest, he had some views I didn't necessarily agree with. But I don't think he's one of those very terrible people that falls into that area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, Lou is a very nice guy. And, look, your beliefs are your beliefs. I'm not going to tell you what to believe or how you should think. Like,
And
we could separate that from his legendary coaching career
and you know what?
and, just celebrate that. Like, there's nothing wrong with celebrating someone's coaching career, especially if you had an impact on Notre Dame.
And you
Yeah.
can you can disagree with him. It's
Yeah.
okay. But be respectful about it. Like another quote that he said, which he wasn't a big fan of the whole kneeling thing during in the NFL, but he said on a podcast, I think these players should go into the inner cities and try to be influential leaders in their community. That's
Yeah.
not a terrible position.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
he's right.
and I defended Kaepernick and all that. But Lou Holtz has a fair point. He had a fair point. Yeah, be influential in your community. I actually think that's not a bad position.
Yeah.
And listen, with Lou Holtz, you got to look at his legend, and you know who he was. Oberman. Listen, you're irrelevant. Stop it. Stop trying to be relevant. No one likes you. No one cares. You
Well, he
should just
works
be
for himself. That's how bad it's fallen for him.
like he used to be on MSNBC. He used to be on ESPN. His show was on at like 3 a.m. and no one was watching. Because ESPN was like, we really don't like him. So you know what? We're just going to put him on a time when no one's watching so we could later fire him
Yeah.
for low views. And I'm still mad about those comments you said about Derek Jeter, Keith Olbermann. I have not let that go. You know what I'm talking about, Reggie.
Yeah.
When he said he hoped Jeter's last game at Yankee Stadium was going to get rained out. Shut up. You work for yourself now. You're not on ESPN. You're not on MSNBC. No one likes you. But positive thing about Lou Holtz, you know who he had a big impact on? Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman took on so no, because in that Peacock thing, I didn't see it on noted because I don't have Peacock, but I saw it on YouTube. Marcus Freeman tried to see Lou Holtz as much as possible,
Yeah.
and he would always try to pick his brain and say, "Hey, what are your feelings on this? What are your feelings on that? Hey, how do you think I should handle a situation like this?"
Yeah.
So he would try to visit him as much as he possibly could. I think maybe he tried like once a week, I think he said. So Lou Holtz took on that mentoring role for Marcus Freeman, even though in his last years when he probably wasn't in the best of health.
And that just shows to me like what type of person he was. Just again, the influential guy who had a major impact on Notre Dame, the school, the football team, and even years after he stopped coaching, still was a major presence around campus, and he's a beloved figure. So truly, truly a sad moment for college football. It's a big loss, but again, we celebrate him, his life, and we Notre Dame fans like you would be grateful that you had someone of an impact like Lou Holtz as coach.
So, I hope Marcus Freeman speaks at the funeral next week.
Yeah, I mean, I hope a lot of people within college football speak. Like it is a big loss.
Well, I know his family's probably going to speak too.
Yeah.
But I really hope Marcus Freeman speaks. Like because if you watch that, it really shows you that Marcus Freeman really did look up to Lou Holtz, and Lou Holtz was a big mentor to him. I'm sure Lou Holtz was to other coaches too, like Charlie Weiss and Brian Kelly, and I can only see Lou Holtz when Brian Kelly left for LSU,
Mhm.
and he's talking in that ridiculous fake Southern accent. He's like, "Buddy, stop! You're not from the South. Stop it!" I can only see Lou Holtz. So, yeah, Lou Holtz, dead at 89.
It's
You
a
know,
what a life. I mean, 89 years.
you know
Like,
what? If I can live that long, as long as I can still wipe my you know what, I'm happy.
yeah, exactly.
My father always said, if I can get to the point where I can no longer wipe my you know what, just put me out of my misery. But no, what a life, what a life, and like you said, he passed away last week, but since we weren't here on Friday, we didn't get a chance to cover it. So rest in peace, Lou Holtz, and condolences go out to the family and Notre Dame and all of college football.
Yeah.
So, dude, I think that's it.
Big time, big time day. Just one note. Mike Evans, longtime receiver for the Bucks, heading to San Francisco on a brand new deal. It's a 3-year deal. For Mike Evans heading to San Francisco. Bucks lose a major piece. Of course, it was not unexpected. He was expected to test the market a little bit, and that's where he ends up. So, big time news there out of the NFL. And like I said, all the NFL news will have Wishbone Shotgun cover it all. Major day in free agency. It's about to get even crazier. Um, when the draft comes. So I can't wait to cover that. Um, we'll have more Major League Baseball as well. In the meantime, Bill, if you and many others like this content,
Why wouldn't you? Because it's amazing.
please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Um, make sure you get all of our notifications. You'll know when we go live. You know when we post something. And as always, follow our socials at Essence Sandy Real X, Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and Facebook. We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. The SportsCityNetwork.com. It's the place to be
Don't
from
forget to
all of us here.
stay safe, take care, and be awesome. And thank you to the dugout of Millwood.
As always, big time sponsor of the network. Mark's out sick this week, so I don't know when you'll have his next car break or whatever, but
But we wish him a speedy recovery.
yeah. Peace. Still live.